All of us know those times when you hear your voice on a video of yourself and you cringe and think, does my voice really sound like that? It's awful. I mean, trust me, I know. My name is Vinay Khosla, and I'm running to be your next student member of the board. You might think your voice is annoying, unattractive, or even ugly, but I don't. I think your voice is awesome, and every voice is different. Some are deep, some high, some loud, and some soft. Some exude confidence, while others quaver with shyness. But despite what your voice sounds like, it deserves to be heard. It deserves to be listened to, and above all else, it deserves to be respected. On a November day, now more than 2 years ago, I was told at the dinner table that my aunt had died. I asked how, and the answer I received wasn't just shocking, but heart-wrenching. She had taken her own life. Over the next year, I struggled with how insignificant I thought my voice was. I felt as if nothing I could ever say would be enough to console my cousins who had lost their mother. I felt that nothing I could ever say would help someone struggling. And I felt that nothing I could ever say would change the stigma around mental health. But by my sophomore year, I knew I couldn't stay silent any longer, so I organized a mental health week for my school. Although I didn't get to do everything I wanted that first year, I had the opportunity to start a conversation on mental health. I was able to hand out green ribbons, which I saw on almost every backpack of every student at my school, and the resounding support of the student body for mental health awareness was clear. Most importantly, though, I felt a difference. I saw a change that I, only a kid, had made. The feeling was surreal, and I want to share it with all of you. As students of a school system of over 100,000, it's easy to feel like your voice isn't heard, let alone acknowledged. But this couldn't be farther from the truth, because your voice isn't just something you can use to crack jokes or to sing along to your favorite songs with. Your voice is powerful. It can be used to demand better school lunches, different and new classes, updated facilities, and so much more. And although you might not have a direct line to those who can make your vision a reality, the student member of the board does. I want to be your megaphone on the Board of Education. I want to make sure that whatever you are passionate about, whatever is driving you to push for change, is heard. In a system where the overwhelming majority of the decisions about our environment, learning, and schools, our future, are made by adults, it can be hard to really feel as if you can make a difference. But as student member of the board, I can and will be the person who will make sure your voice is heard. Many of us have been told since elementary school that we are only kids and that adult administrators know what is best for us. And while it's important to have them looking out for us, it is more important to make sure that the student's voice is heard on a board dealing with the education of students. Everyone has their own mission, and although my mission began as one of mental health awareness, I feel it has now changed to making sure no student again ever feels as if they are only a kid. Thank you.
Hey guys, my name is Rosalind Marfo and I am a junior at Franklin High School. I'll tell you all about why you should vote for me to be a student member of the board, but first I want us to get acquainted, to get to know each other a little better. So let's talk. My name is Rosalind, but nobody ever really calls me that. I usually go by Rosie. I'm deathly afraid of flying insects, specifically fireflies, and I love to write short stories. I have an obsession with a band called The Neighborhood. And yes, I'm that friend at your school who sometimes waits till 10 o'clock to start the assignment that's due at 11:59 that night. So now that I've spilled my guts to you all, let me ask you a few questions. What do you want to be when you grow up? Who are your favorite musicians? What subjects, if any, are your favorite? And if you said math to that, then ew. I feel like we're cool now, like we're friends, so now I'm going to get a bit more serious. The reason I'm on your screen is because I would love to be your elected student member of the Board of Education. My job in that position would be to provide an informed student viewpoint to the Board of Education of Baltimore County and work with them to implement new policies for you all. I would be available through various platforms like email, Instagram, and student government meetings so that you could all voice your concerns to me, and I in turn would take them to the people who create important aspects of schooling like budgets, curricula, and countywide initiatives. When I was younger, I was always the quiet one. I considered myself shy and hated the idea of speaking to new people. As I got older, however, that changed. I still generally keep to myself in certain settings, but now people don't scare me. They interest me. I love to hear their stories, to understand how their path in life has made them who they are. That real care that I have for people and their individual struggles is what I would bring to every board meeting, every school observation, and every personal conversation. Based on my observations and experience as a kid who's been in BCPS for her whole schooling career, my two main concerns are incorporating students' mental health into discussions about the curriculum and breaking racial and socioeconomic barriers. In addressing the concern of mental health, I would actually first look to you. There are already some programs in place for raising awareness about the various ways to cope with unbearable pressure that can sometimes lead our minds to a breaking point. Be honest, how many of you knew about the Mind Over Matters campaign that the current administration spearheaded? And how many of you actively sought out the information for how your school or county could help with personal wellness? Not that many of us. So as SMOB, I would try to stir up more student support of such programs. Then, for the matter of breaking barriers, I would like to have more school-facilitated discussions between groups that don't normally interact. In the end, it all comes down to misconceptions. They are what breed the problems that I, as student member of the Board of Education, would strive to overcome and leave as things as the past. Thank you.
As a student and youth leader in our school system, I have witnessed the many disparities that persist in our schools. Language barriers that leave many of our ESOL students uninformed, overpopulated schools and buses that threatens the safety of our students, and low test scores that disproportionately affect certain demographics. These are some of the many issues that remain unanswered. That's why I'm asking you to join me in a campaign to bring forth an equitable and progressive change in our school system. My name is Joshua Mahamza, and I'm proud to announce my candidacy to be your next student member of Board of Education. Coming to BCPS almost a decade ago, I have endured the many policy changes partaken by the school system. Some good, but most remain inadequate in addressing many of the plights that continue to hinder the success of our low-income and foreign students. If we are to ensure the success of all our 150,000 plus students, we need the board to change how they allocate fundings to our schools. We need the board to adopt a comprehensive curriculum that is largely dictated by our teachers. We need a board that won't cut one more cent from our budget. We need a school system that welcomes highly qualified educators by increasing teacher training and compensation. We need to eliminate some of the antiquated standardized tests that discourages many of our students. We need upgrades in school security. We need to address our fragile school climate and infrastructure. We need more guidance counselors and psychiatrists to address the ongoing mental health crisis in our school. And most importantly, we need to elevate the student voice on the board and throughout the administrative level. I am asking all students, from Parkville to Delaney, from Newtown to Hereford to Dundalk and beyond, together united, change is inevitable.